Hello and welcome to Dawn Chorus Writes, a Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction and audio fiction. This is a new lyrical one-shot called Forever My Love. I heard the song and this story just instantly came into my head, and it takes place straight after the end scene of Strike Back. So I hope you enjoy it. Massive shout out and lots of love to Marge for the use of her stunning, beautiful artwork in the thumbnail. Her account over in Instagram is Art by LadyNoir, so go and send her loads of love. Send me loads of love by smashing that like button. Comment down below what you think of it, and make sure you subscribe so you get little gems like this that just suddenly pop into my head at 4 a.m. in the morning, and I have to write them down. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy. Forever My Love. Cat stood next to his lady and was never more focused on the task they had ahead of them until this moment. The face of Shadow Moth was fading from the sky as the people of Paris dispersed back to the safety of their homes. The game had shifted again. Using the Sentimonster Strike Back along with a Kuma of Risk, Shadow Moth had shown he will do anything, including working with Felix. Now most of the Miraculous were in the hands of the most villainous man. The power he now wielded? It was a product of nightmares. He heard Ladybug make a little sniffle sound as she tried to take a deep breath beside him. Without hesitation, he reached out and took her hand in his, squeezing it tight. Yes, there was still pain between them, but she had finally been honest with him. Granted, it took them losing almost everything for her to finally realize she would never lose him. His lady was amazing, brilliant, but she wasn't perfect. In fact, she was incredibly stubborn and believed she had to hold the whole weight of the world in her arms. For this, he had failed her. He should have forced her to see that he was her loyal partner and his place was by her side, always. And they would fight this new threat together. That he could promise her. Thanks, Cat. Her voice still held a slight tremble as she swiped her free hand across her eyes. He squeezed his hand a little tighter around hers. Always, milady. I meant what I said. We'll do this together. Now, shall we get out of the rain? The droplets were large, like he had been standing in the shower with his suit on. Wait, Cat? She pulled his hand closer to her, encouraging him next to her. Her eyes were red and raw from the tears which were now blending into raindrops, making her skin glisten in the moonlight. Do you honestly forgive me? For all I have done? For all my actions? For how I behaved towards you? Her voice was breaking again. His heart ached for her as he engulfed her once more into a tight embrace, wrapping his arms around her shoulders whilst gripping a hand against his chest. Ladybug, my lady, my love. And you are my love, either as my partner or one day perhaps something more. You'll always be my love. And with that comes forgiveness and healing, bringing us closer again. She leaned in, closing her eyes and pushing out the tears which were on the edge of falling, blending with the raindrops on her cheek. Just like the weight of the guardianship isn't just on your shoulders. But it is, Cat. It's all on me. She breathed into his shoulder. No, it's not. And I failed to see that as much as you did. You want to control everything, and because of that, Shadow Moth exposed that weakness with Risk. This is on both of us. Cat ran his hand up her back and cradled her head, running his fingers through her hair. But how? The box? The Miraculous, the Kwames, they were under my care, and because I was so distracted, I thought I was the one who was careless, not you. She nudged her head deeper into his shoulder, covering the look of grief on her face. I have been distracted too over the past couple of months, and I failed to see what you really needed. I was so focused on us, but in the wrong way, resulting in you pushing me away. I'm sorry, Kitty. I don't blame you. I should have seen what you really needed from me, to be your loyal partner, to take some of the weight instead of creating more for you. No, you didn't. I mean, it was hard, the burden of everything, and yes. She let out a light chuckle that soothed his soul. I do like to control everything. It's the only way I can feel balanced, you know? Juggling it all. But at some point, something is going to drop. I just never... Her voice sounded broken again as she rubbed her fingers against his entwined around hers. Kitty, what have I done? We will get them back, one at a time, together. I'm here for you. I don't deserve you. Don't say that. You deserve so much more. I would give you the world if I could. Lay it peacefully at your feet. I mean, as your loyal partner, not, anything more than that. I understand. He tried to express the tenderness he felt in his voice. Kitty, I am sorry. If I ever hurt you, that was never my intention. It's fine, my lady. I understand. Your heart is as stubborn as you are, fixed on another. But you are the one who is always there for me, picking me up when I fall, who understands me better than anyone else, who is my true light in the darkness. For me, it's the light of your gaze when you solve a problem, or how you find the beautiful moments. I would feel honored if I could spend the rest of my days to walk through life with you. There is no one like you. He could feel his skin shiver underneath the suit as she ran her hand up his back towards his neck. She leaned out of her nook and arched back a little. Kitty, her eyes boring into his. How your eyes are the color of the sky in a magenta blue, drawing me in. It's only me and you against the world. Even now, your eyes are lit up, shining just as bright as the moon. She cast a gaze downwards, opening her mouth, ready to reject him. But this wasn't just about his love for her, but to show how amazing she really is, to make herself see what he sees in her. I know there will be moments of suffering, but we'll be okay, as long as we do it together, remembering the fact I'm not perfect, and neither are you, but wherever you are, I'll be there, I promise. She flickered her gaze upwards, staring at him through her lashes, causing his heart to stop beating. She was giving him a look he had never seen before. You can count on me today and tomorrow, forever, my love. But what if I lose you? I don't think I will be able to survive that. He watched a shadow forming across her face, another secret she was keeping. I don't know how or why you would lose me, or become... Then know this, if I go, remember that I believe in you. You, even in our darkest moments, you will rise up and shine the light, that you are the beacon of hope for all of us, that I am here for you, for now and tomorrow, forever, my love. Kitty, how do you do that? Even if I don't believe in myself, you make me feel that I'm better than I think. That's easy. When I met you, he stroked his thumb against her cheek, you made me so happy during a time when I was lonely and isolated. Being your cat, you, my lady, gave me a new beginning. A life that I couldn't dream was possible. To think how much time has passed since that first day. What we have fought together. What we have overcome. I forget sometimes. We aren't the same people we used to be. I think that is one of my problems, trying to gain back some part of my former life. So fixed on keeping my two halves separate that I've ended up splitting myself in contrasting directions. Oh, does that make sense? She let out a groan, embarrassed about exposing some of her deeper thoughts, but for Kat, it was a sign. She was starting to let him in. Yeah, we have had to grow up a lot since then. No longer children, and yet, as Kat, I'm allowed to be me, more myself than my everyday mask. He cast his gaze out towards the blinking Eiffel Tower doing its little light show. I get to be part of all this. It is like I have woken. She let out a soft chuckle, stroking her gloved fingers across his forehead, brushing away some of his fringe. We really are the opposite of each other sometimes, and yet, together I feel whole. He felt his quickening heart betray his resolve to merely remain her partner, especially when she looked at him like that. Yeah, whole. You make me feel whole, Kitty. And I'm sorry I forgot that for a while. I think I was scared of what it could mean, of what it could change between us. And I know there will still be moments of suffering as we forge this new path together. But I know in my heart we'll be okay. What was she saying? Was she still talking about being partners and building what they have lost, or could she be speaking words he had only heard in his dreams? Could he hope again? I like the fact that I'm not perfect, and you, my kitty, are not perfect too, especially those puns, but she laughed. Oh, she laughed with a smile that reached her eyes. Wherever you go, my lady, I'll be there too, bad puns and all. You promise? You'll never leave me? Today and tomorrow? You'll always be by my side? Forever? My love. He felt her chest rise, holding her breath as she calculated the reaction on his face. He leaned his head in, forehead against forehead. I will always be with you, by your side, no matter what. You don't have to say words if you don't mean them. She let out the breath in a sigh and gently held her hand over his heart. I do love you, Kitty. At first as my partner, then my friend, now my everything. Like I said, you make me whole, Kitty. And I think before I was scared, losing control, change, losing you, when you realize that I'm just a clumsy mess underneath this mask. That ladybug is a part of me, but not all of me. I was scared of falling, and now look at me. I made that happen because I pushed you and my feelings away. What is it they say? Self-fulfilling prophecy? Well, not anymore. I love you, Cat. And He couldn't control himself any longer. The magical words had come out of her lips. He needed to kiss those lips, to thank them for causing his heart to explode with too much love. It was soft and gentle, pausing for a moment, making sure she wanted this too. But when she kissed him back, it was fueled by fire, passion, releasing any lingering tension between them. They were expressing their love for one another in a single gesture. They needed to stop, the urgency to breathe and cool their hot cheeks. I love you, Ladybug, and I see all of you. I promise you, I do, and over time, we will find a way to make this work. One step at a time, together as a team, as my other half, as my love. We can do this. She breathed onto his lips. Yeah, we can do this. Together, as one. My love. He took a step back, but his hands remained wrapped round hers. But first, let's dry off and find somewhere warm we can talk. We can't have a sick ladybug and her kitty. The rain had turned to a light drizzle now. She let out a happy sigh, leaning her head on his shoulder. Yeah, you're right. If only we could cozy on the sofa. I make you a hot chocolate, my maman cooking as we curl up and watch a film. Sounds amazing. And I want that too. I guess that is something we'll just have to wait for. Something to look forward to. He pulled out his baton. In the meantime, I think I know a spot. Come with me. Always, my kitty. Ladybug grinned with a blush in her cheeks as she whipped out a yo-yo. This time you lead. Finally! Cat called out to Ladybug's laughter as they raced across the rooftops. Thank you for listening to Forever My Love. I hope you enjoyed this special one shot. Yeah, I listened to it this morning and this story just came into my head and it pushed out all of the stories. I know that you were expecting Romeo and his marionette, but this just took over and had to come out. So here it is. And so make sure you send me loads of love, smash that like button if you enjoyed it, comment down below what you thought of it, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on these special gems and series and all the other stuff I have planned coming up very soon. And I hope you are good, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.